and the great Adam Schefter of NoVA, Carl Frederick joining us. We are ecstatic to have you here, buddy.
What's going on, gentlemen? How we doing?
Yeah, man, we're doing good.
Good, buddy. Good.
Yeah, a fun weekend, fun past week in Prince William County. We had a lot of action going on. So
yeah, they had
you know, you guys know spring sports are almost over. We're getting into summer. You know, it's getting that time. We're going to be here in fall soon enough.
Yeah, I'm bummed that I couldn't join you guys to watch some of those games the other day.
Now, Coach, how long did you stay for the Garfield, the 7-on-7? Were you there?
I probably left, I don't know, about 12:30 or so. Probably before the third game is when I left.
Okay. Yeah, that was fun too. I mean, I didn't stay for as long for the 7-on-7. I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter, but like I lost power all weekend. Like it was crazy. Like I was kind of talking to you about it, Coach Mesa. So like Saturday, I was only there for maybe a couple hours, but the Prince William County Showcase, I was there in the middle of that thunderstorm too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to go off. Oh, there we go. So I didn't think we were on. I'm looking at our YouTube thing. I didn't think we were on there right now. Yeah, but they had quite a few kids. Now I wasn't sure. Was that seniors only at that showcase, or the underclassmen?
So that's when they're school. Usually, in my experience, these showcases when they're school or county specific, it's seniors and possibly underclassmen by invite only. That was the Prince William County one. Was all 2026ers, and that from the Prince William County had kids from the showcase. That is, had kids from both the Cardinal and the Cedar Run district. I want to say it was close to 80, maybe more kids in attendance. But I thought it was really well done. Like Coach Mason's talking about, it could have been a disaster because they, unlike the Loudon Showcase, they had an indoor option, whereas Prince William County really didn't. So, like you were saying, like that quick thunderstorm caused a brief delay, but actually, they still were able to get everything going, and it looks like it was another year where they had good success. A few kids got offers too. That's always a big plus.
That was awesome.
I like that when they do that, and they kind of they bring everyone out to kind of around to kind of see it, and how'd they handle that?
What you mean with the offers?
Yeah.
No, I mean I think that's more just like an individual conversation. My experience, and not to speak for all these kids, but like just like with Solomon Zaba, the big dude from Woodbridge, he came up to me and he had just had a conversation with Ferrum, and he was really excited about them. He got an offer, but that was just him talking with their staff, because these showcases, you guys know, they have a bunch of colleges up and down the East Coast. I believe this Prince William County one had maybe close to 15 different schools there on site, and Ferrum was one of them. They offered Solomon. I was really happy for him. Reed Hobbs, the stud tackle now he's going to play tackle for Gainesville now. He's one of the top recruits in the country. He had an offer from Maine. That wasn't on site, but Norfolk State, I believe they were there. They offered a couple of kids, including the Blake Braddock, my guy, Tyrone Jackson. He wasn't there, but point is, these showcases, I mean, it's really cool to see these offers go down, and it shows they make a difference.
Yeah, I do know a lot of times they already have in mind who they're going to offer when they go. A lot of times they're going for like their kind of last eval to kind of get to watch the kid up close to see how they. So, for example, a buddy of mine in California, they were at a showcase, and this guy has who was there? I think he said it was some SEC school, I believe, or ACC school, and he played my buddy's a DB coach, and the guy plays DB. And he said they already knew who they were who he was there to see. He just wanted to see him interact with other kids, with their teammates, see kind of personality, what he was like before they decided to make that final offer.
Yeah, I could see that. That. I mean, and also the other way too, right? Some guys you kind of have a feeling, right? Yeah. And then you just want to see, you kind of want to see him in person though, and kind of gauge things, right? Make sure he doesn't show up and he's looking like, Hervé Littleshey, from Fantasy Island. And you're like, oh, hang on, you're really 4'3". Something extreme like that. I'm not saying that's going to happen in these situations, But it's just good to you like the Hervé Little Shade pool, huh?
Yeah. The plane boss. The plane boss.
But yeah, I one thing I do want to say, I thought it was great that you guys, because I heard from both you guys, on just how well run, organized, things were in general, right? At both events.
Oh yeah,
I know you had a monsoon at one, right? It was raining hard.
Yeah.
That was the midweek run, right? Right when you guys were.
Yeah, Mesa did. Me and Eduardo didn't. As
actually, the word is there were a couple of scouts. It might have been some of the scouts from Ferrum. I'm not sure that when they clocked Mesa running to his car when the rain started at a 4.45 and he might have a couple of offers.
Bad knee and all.
Actually, it was not the rain.
Bad knee and all.
It was the lightning. That's where I left. I actually waited
after you were in the 4-4. It was the lightning, not the thunder.
it was the lightning. Just because I assumed a summer lightning storm is going to keep on. I mean, I guess I'm used to like August, right? When you get lightning delay, you might as well go ahead and wrap it up because the lightning didn't plan on stopping. So, it seemed really well run the showcase for the 25 minutes I was there or so.
Yeah, so talk about it a little bit. So you were kind of hopping around when you were there, Carl. I know I saw some of the photos, and I've seen some of your posts. I know you had a list of guys, but kind of give us the highlights, and then some of the NoVA standouts.
Yeah, I mean, with the showcase, it got started a little bit later with that thunderstorm, but they ran like right when my 11-year-old got there, they went right into one-on-one drills for the linemen, which is always with these showcases or regardless of the company, those are always my favorites. The one-on-one drills, whether it's receivers and DBs or O linemen and D linemen, and right away they were going with the big men up front. And if you guys know Prince Williams County, they got some studs up front, so I got to see some battles. Woodbridge made their presence known. I already talked about Solomon, but they have. Their tackle is 6'9". His name is Cassius Kirkley.
Wow.
6'9". Wow. You can't miss him. He was the biggest kid there. But Reed Hobbs out of Gainesville, he's 6'6". He already has 3 Division I offers. He got a couple offers. He got an offer right before the showcase and an offer on site too. So that in terms of the showcase, they just Coach Edmonds, I agree, did a great job with it. This is the first time it was at Garfield, is at Forest Park the last 2 years. But even with the storm, he had everything on lockdown. They went right into the one-on-ones for the lineman period. They did that first, and then they went into the individual drills. And at that point, the linemen were kind of like with their portion, and they went right into the receiver, defensive back, linebackers, and running back, and quarterbacks were just doing individual drills. And then the one-on-ones between the running backs and linebackers and receivers and DBs happened later in the evening, which we saw a lot of good things out of too. I mean, in terms of quarterbacks, George Hall, my guy out of Colgan, he looks ready. He looks poised for a big senior year. He's a 2-time starter. He's broken all kinds of records. Looks like an FCS level quarterback, in my opinion.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's high praise.
Does he have any offers yet at all?
No, they were. I mean, I talked with Coach White briefly. Colgan's new head coach, great dude. He was hoping he was going to get an offer on site. I don't believe any of yet. I know he has a lot of interest at the Division II level and higher, but I don't believe any on site. Our guy LJ Richards from Garfield, old Colgan, standout. He looks the part. I mean, I don't know if Coach Mason want to talk about him too, but he's one. Whenever he's there, whether it's 7-on-7. An actual game or a showcase.
LJ Richards. Now, this is Garfield LJ Richards, correct? There's a lot of controversy. People were asking questions. People were texting us. They wanted to know exactly because he was going to go to St. James and he didn't. So, and then in the picture, he was wearing St. James gear. So I actually, someone asked me, and I was like, well, let me look on Twitter. And I looked at the photo and I said, oh, no, he's St. James. And then you guys corrected me. Yeah. So it is Garfield.
But he had Garfield stuff on. You're
correct. You're right now. I'm saying I was incorrect a few last week or 2 weeks ago. So it's good to kind of get the record straight.
He announced that he was committing to, I believe on Twitter, right? On his Twitter, he did announce that he was.
I feel that's correct.
Yeah.
For Richards?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Well, the picture was. I mean, it's the profile picture.
But I thought he had said he was committing to St. James. I thought that he had sent that tweet. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But yeah, so yeah. I mean, I heard praise. I heard Richard's praise from both you guys.
Yeah. Well, I didn't
see one of the best players on the field.
Yeah.
I didn't see him at the showcase because the linemen were still doing stuff when I was there. I didn't see him until Saturday at the.
Yeah, that I'm referring to. For you, I'm referring to Saturday.
Yeah. No, I mean he's a big kid. Was
he moving it? Was he in the linebacker drills and the running back drills, Carl?
Yeah, and he looked the part. He was another one I was hoping was going to have an offer. I mean, talking with Coach Edmonds there that night, he was hoping somebody was going to.
No offer for him?
No, not. I mean, he hasn't posted it yet. He more than deserves one. He's got a great GPA. He's a great ball player on both sides of the ball. I mean, he looks like a high caliber linebacker in my opinion, but he had some good reps at running back too, and it's a big time get for Garfield. I mean, they'll still have Troy Hamlin under center, 2-year starter.
Yeah,
guys coming up front. Garfield and Woodbridge, that rivalry is always fun, but they could be two of the top teams in the entire county.
I agree.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, those guys, and you said, other than Colgan, any other quarterbacks stand out to you in the quarterback drills?
The kid from Patriot, who might be their new starter this year. I wrote about it today. Josiah James Hampton. He's 6'2", 175 pounds. I thought he looked pretty comfortable, and he's going into a situation. He's kind of waited his turn, and he's playing behind Tyler Knutson, the Emory Henry commit, who's been all world for the Pioneers, but also they're losing Jackson McCarter. So the Patriot, they will be good. Coach Finnerty, knows what he's doing, but they're replacing a lot, and I thought he looked pretty good the other night.
Yeah, that's good. Now. I know the camp before that is when the Westfield quarterback looked. He wasn't at this one, right?
No. Carlson was outstanding at the prep red zone show.
Yeah, I remember that, but he wasn't at this one.
No.
Okay.
That was just like the Prince William County one was just Cardinal and Cedar Run district kids. I'm pretty sure.
Did they actually regulate that? They card you at the door and they say, "What district are you?" I didn't know they did that.
But I think it was a Prince William County Public Schools event. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just figured that was just a location. And
no. It was a Prince William County event. Yeah. Right. In fact, I was talking to a coach, and they thought that the county may could possibly shut it down because it's an actual event. Just like the Loudoun one is a Loudoun County schools event.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that. So there was no Fairfax, no Arlington guys anywhere at the. Okay, all right. I didn't know that. That was the location. All right. So, in terms of DBs, receivers, what do we got there? Any standouts there in that area?
Yeah, this kid from Osborne Park, Deron Donqua. He's another guy, Coach Holland, that has been since he took over there singing his praises. He's a 2-year starter. I thought he looked really good. He's going to have a really good year for the Yellow Jackets. He stood out. Who else? Right about this other kid from Patriot that's played a lot. I feel like every time I see him, he's a quick little slot receiver. Braylon Addy. He's about 5'9", 140 pounds. He's played a lot, but he's due. Another guy due with Patriot graduating so many kids. He's due for a big senior season. I thought he looked really comfortable. Who else do it? David Howe, another criminally underrated dude out of Gainesville. He looked really good. He's an all-region free safety, but he looks really good at receiver. He might be their starting quarterback for the Cardinals too.
Oh wow! Oh yeah. No, I've seen Hal. Yeah, he's an impressive guy. He's the hard-hitting safety and quarterback.
Yeah, no, I've watched him slinging at 7-on-7s for a couple of years now. And I know he's talented, and he's shown that at safety with the graduation of Kilmore. I don't know exactly the Gainesville depth chart, but I would think it would be how would be next in line.
Yeah, no. I remember when we talked to Coach Cage a while back. I remember he was definitely high on him. Yeah.
No, good, because he looked good Wednesday night.
Yeah,
last Wednesday.
I mean, you can't go wrong. You got a hard hitting. Who was a kid from Nebraska that played safety and quarterback?
Eric Crouch.
Was
Scott
it Crouch?
Frost.
I thought it was Frost.
Scott Frost.
Oh
It was
yeah,
Frost.
what did Crouch play receiver or something in the NFL for?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they try to move him. Tebow could have been a linebacker. I mean, geez. Right? He could have been a quarterback and a linebacker, right? Jim Kelly was a linebacker and a quarterback. Remember that?
Yeah, I know Penn State wanted to recruit Jim Kelly as a linebacker.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you know the guy was tough.
Speaking of linebackers with like a legacy, Jaden Blackstock, his dad Daryl played a
Yeah.
long time in the NFL. He looked really good too. I mean, he's been a good linebacker for Battlefield, but he's another one too. I thought he had some good reps at running back with the graduation of Sage Davis. Maybe he's going to get some carries offensively. I mean, Battlefield, it's state championship or bust in my mind for them. I mean, I know we'll get to the predictions later in the summer, but I thought he looked pretty good too.
And on his Twitter bio, everything he has is him working at running back. He doesn't have any. He's all running back drills he's running.
Who, Blackstock?
Yeah. If you go through his Twitter, the only thing he's posting right now is him doing running back drills.
Last year was linebacker.
Yeah, he was a linebacker last year, but I'm saying right now, if you look at all of his training is doing running back drills.
It looked like it. He had some good
Hey, the
routes.
times they are changing. Two-way guy at
And
right? Maybe
nice segue. Speaking of like Antonio Jones, could be another two-way player for Forest Park. He's been an awesome linebacker in these last couple of years for the Bruins, but now they lost, Landon Hunt, their all-time leading rusher. He's going to Gettysburg. Antonio Jones had really impressive reps at the running back position. I mean, I'll be curious to see how the Bruins use him.
Yeah. He's got big shoes to fill, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and
You were a big Landon Hunt guy, I know that.
No, yeah, I love great kid too. In Gettysburg, they were at the prep red zone showcase. They're enamored with him. They can't believe they got Landon Hunt.
I mean, you look at all these guys. I mean, whether we're talking about guys who are rising seniors who haven't had an offer yet, or where you talk about players of that caliber, things have changed, and people who are refusing to understand how things have changed are the boat's going to sail by, or whatever the old saying is. It's going to move on without them, and they're not going to be able to realize it because things have changed. And if you're sitting there holding out for that old, I'm going to be the walk on, or I'm waiting for that late Division I offer, even though I have no other offers at all. It's not. You're not playing then. You're not going to play college football.
Right.
Things have changed.
I think there's still kids to this day that, like, I've talked to you guys about this before. If I say a kid is Division II level or higher, I don't mean that as an insult. And there's kids that still take that as an insult, but you guys know, and I do, that Division III and Division II football is outstanding college football. And with the college football landscape right now, you're right, Dash. I mean, you get something, you can't just wait back and wait for a bigger offer. Sometimes you got to take it.
Well, you just said Gettysburg. I mean, and that's a prime example, right? Some clueless person might be like, "Oh, I'm not doing that." Meanwhile, one of the best running backs in the area, that's where he's going to school.
Rusher.
Right. I mean, yeah, people are just, it's stubbornness, and they'll realize it eventually. And it's not so much, you can't blame the kids because kids are kids, right? It's the guidance. I blame whoever's guiding the kids, right?
Yeah.
And whether it be a parent, uncle, whoever, right? Maybe a coach, whatever, whoever it is that's leading these guys down the wrong road and tell them, you got to hold out. Don't. The other one that I see a lot of is not kids who refuse to make inroads with Division III coaches and Division II coaches. Mason, we see that all the time. Some of them ignore. Well, to what you just said, Carl, they'll ignore those emails because they feel it's beneath them, and they won't respond. And then fast forward to like March or April of their senior year, now they're panicking, and they're trying to. And a lot of those coaches are like, "Dude, you freaking ghosted me a year ago. Oh, now you want to reach out to me?"
Yeah, I mean, you've got to talk to anybody who's interested in you. I mean, I just and also you've got to realize the timeline, right? I mean, I'm not saying that if you're going to your senior year right now and you don't have a Division I offer that it may not happen, But the odds of it happening at this point, most Division I offers are out. I mean, they're all out. And if you don't have that at this point, like you can pretty much kind of bank on it. It's probably not coming. I mean, they've made enough offers. I mean, I think, you know, we Dash and I have talked about this because I saw a guy, he was a tight ends coach for, I think it was ASU. And he said that every year he'd get about 1 to 2 scholarships that he could offer. He'd make 10 offers. He would make 10 offers for the 2 scholarships he has, and then try to see how long he could wait, and then he'd rank them, and then try to see how long he could wait before he got the guy he wanted. You know, so if number 6 said yes, he might string him on for a little while. You know, but he makes his offers early. They make those offers early because they're trying to get those kids signed as quickly as possible. And again, if you don't have a Division I offer going into your senior year, you know, before March, April, more than likely that Power 5 offer is not coming. You know, I'm not saying can't, but those are really rare. Where Power 5 schools,
you started Power 5, right?
Power 5, and even Group of 4. Those offers are really rare at this point. If you're rolling into your senior year without any offers at this point.
Now you will see, like, and Carl, you already brought it up earlier. There's some good stories out there, things we could talk about before we get into the other 7-on-7. Jackson has got 2 offers now. It might even have a third. Since we started the podcast a little while ago. So I mean, so there are cases where guys. But the other thing is, those guys know, right? There's guys out there who are in conversations.
Yeah.
And you're not talking about those guys. You're talking about guys who are sitting there not talking to anybody.
Well, my guess is with Jackson out of Lake Braddock, they've already been texting him. He's already been involved in conversations with these people. You know what I mean? Like he's already had dialogue with them. Right?
They didn't find out who he was yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't out of the blue all of a sudden get the Division I offer. No, all of a sudden he didn't just, you know, hey, you want to sign Division? These people have been in contact with them. Like he's already had. My guess is at least a few conversations beforehand. Right. So I guess what I'm saying is, if they haven't contacted you directly, right? If that position coach has not been talking to you directly at this point, you know, you probably want to open up your horizons a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. That's something that's been kind of weighing on me the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, just talking to people, and I think, you know, people got to kind of wake up, or that, you know, it's gonna pass them by, and right. Who knows? Life
moves pretty quick.
Yes, and if you don't look around once in a while and smell the roses, you could miss it.
And the other thing, is that 2 movie quotes in one?
Well, it was Ferris Bueller. I threw in. I think Ed Rooney, you know, stopped and smelled the roses at some point.
Leading you down the primrose path.
There it is.
That's pretty funny. You never want to be like I tell these kids at these showcases, whether it's preps or like the Prince William County, you are athlete. I tell every kid that talks to me, make sure you introduce yourself to every college coach on site. I don't care what the level is. That makes a huge difference. And kids being dismissive of Division II and Division III coaches' emails, that does go a long way too. Because there's another thing too, like when they're waiting around their senior year for that last minute offer, there's a chance those coaches could be promoted to a higher level, and they don't forget that stuff, and like, you know, that goes into play too.
Yeah, and the whole thing of, like, the other part is like what I know Mason said this before, but it's the new ladder you got to climb, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I know for a fact there's a couple guys locally. I'll name my guy Deuce from Ronnie Woods from Robinson, right? You know, he played at corner the last 2 years at not Allegheny, but somewhere one of the Pennsylvania Division III schools, and he had a good year last year. And I just saw it on Twitter that he's going. He's going somewhere. I don't know if it's not Holy Cross, but he's going somewhere. He made that step up, right? And, you know, so like, that's what he had to do. He had to go play Division III football for 2 years, right? And that's what he wanted to do. Now, some people just want to stay in school and just do whatever. But, you know, he had this aspirations of, you know, transferring out and going to a bigger school. Good on him.
Yeah.
I mean, so some of those kids who were ignoring that, if they did really want to play at that high level, they got to go and earn it and play at the only school that'll have them at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the new landscape. And I think we've talked about this before with college football, whereas the transfer portal is not just for the major Division I schools, but like at every level too. So, and like I've talked to kids too that I thought might have been like a Power 4 or an SEC type of kid, and they are taking an offer from a smaller Division I school, and I'll ask them, I'm like, hey, what's the decision? They're like, well, I want to play a year or two, at a high level, and then put my name back in the portal. That's the kind of the new wave with college football. I mean, I'm working with these recruiters at these schools every day. Like my good friend works at Tennessee Tech as a recruiter. He goes through these questionnaires forms, and half of them are from Division II kids that are in the portal.
And my guy Ronnie Woods and Aiden was walking by, and he told me they played youth football together. Ronnie's was at your Sinus, and I'm probably saying that name wrong, maybe, but your Sinus Division III football, Pennsylvania. You son of a gun! I said your Sinus. It's not a planet.
It's not.
So he was playing football there.
That's a made-up name.
It's not made up.
You're just making up colleges. You're just making up colleges.
Hey, we got Mr. Pennsylvania here. We
there.
got Carl Frederick, Mr. PA over here.
I know
it's Pennsylvania football.
I'm just saying.
Did I say it right? Your son.
I don't know. It just sounds like a fake school.
I know, but I'm asking Carl for real.
It sounds like a fake school. It sounds like if you don't get into college, like where are you going? I'm going to your Sinus. Yeah. Where's that? Oh, it's in Pennsylvania somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to major in counting at your Sinus.
Sounds like Woodson.
But he did his 2 years there. Played good football, right? And then it was Robert Morris. So staying in state, right? And he's playing Robert Morris. So that's the trajectory that the kids are going to have to go to. We talked about the Division II trajectory. We talked about JT, our man JT Kwame, right?
We got someone here. Soko's Miles Greer, 2 years at Shepherd and Portal to Maine.
That's it. Thank you very much. That's the JT route, right? JT did his 2 years at Shepherd. Same thing at Shepherd, and then did his now at JMU.
Yeah.
So you got to, if you're that dead set on doing that, then you're going to have to pay your dues to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a new landscape.
100%. Yeah.
All right. So before we get into some other stuff, I want to hear about. I love 7-on-7. Love watching fake football. You son of a gun. I see you rolling your eyes over there, Carl. This is my kind of thing. I like Tecmo Bowl and I like 7-on-7, buddy. And I heard it was a beautiful day on Saturday, right?
You're a big NFL Blitz guy, right?
NFL Blitz, loved NFL Blitz. But I'm more a Tecmo Bowl guy at heart.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw, it was a really well run 7-on-7. Their officials weren't passive. Their officials were actually doing their job. I talked to their head trainer Scott Kozlowski. I believe that's how you say his name. And we talked for a while, and he said that they listened to us and kind of talked about how we thought that the Osborne Park was really well run and how kind of good 7-on-7s ran, and they kind of took in what we talked about, just kind of because I brought up the line I talked about where I said it was really weird. I said I've seen more fights at 7-on-7s I've seen in real football games. He was like, oh yeah, I watched that episode. So we got the Garfield people watching the show. That being said, if VHSL listening, you should make us the commissioners of football. I think we'd be excellent at it. You would just have to let us telework from Northern Virginia and not have to go work in
That's right.
You
nailed it. Part-time VHSL commissioner. Yeah. Part-time rules enforcer looking through windows for Mr. Horn.
But it was really, really well run. Really high. I thought really high level of competition over there too. Some teams I was really impressed with. I thought Garfield really looked the role. I thought Skyline. I talked to Carlo about them, watched them play. West Springfield. I've seen them twice, and man, they look good. West Springfield looks like they are.
We're on a mission, man.
Primed and ready to make a push for the Patriot. Roosevelt was there. They looked pretty good. Who else? Forest Park looked pretty good out there.
Colonial Forge looked
really good. And I gotta get a shout out, and I mean we may sound like homers, but Woodson went 3-1 in that 7-on-7. They lost. I think they lost 6-0 to Forest Park, and then proceeded to rattle off 3 straight. Made in the playoffs.
Upset of the day, beating
Garfield.
Beat Garfield.
Yeah. I thought.
Here come the Cavs.
Yeah, I thought they looked really good, but no, the competition was really good. The Mount Vernon Rising sophomores. that's who they brought. They looked pretty good, and
Yeah,
you know, if their rising sophomores look like that, I'd imagine that, you know, they've got a chance to, you know, pull off something.
Rising sophomores or was it rising freshmen?
I think they're rising sophomores. I think. Well, they said they're freshmen. So who I was talking to said it was their freshmen. So I didn't know if that meant that was their rising freshmen. If those are some big freshmen. If they're freshmen, if they're rising freshmen, watch out for Mount Vernon in the next few years. Yeah, I thought you know the play was really high out there. Robinson, I mean, everyone looked really good. I didn't see anybody who looked like they might struggle some. Even I thought Freedom looked like they had some guys, but again, it was really well run 7-on-7, good competition, and it goes from the good organization too. I mean, just the way they organized it went off really well. I think Garfield beat the Mount Vernon, what I assume are rising sophomores. I beat them on the last play of the game. Hail Mary in the end zone, and somebody went up and got it. And that's where I saw LJ Richards. Now, like, that is a big kid. That is yeah. He looks a little different than most kids you saw out there, but he looked really impressive.
Our guy, Coach Edmonds, right? Coach Edmonds did a good job, kind of put it together. Good guy. Kind of, we talked to him a little bit. And you said Roosevelt did pretty well. Look, I know they're not NoVA, but Roosevelt's two-time 7-on-7 champion so far, and they've beaten West Springfield twice in the championship.
Did they? Oh, really? So okay.
It was a rematch of the championship from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So two good teams, man. Look out for West Springfield, though, huh?
Yeah, they look on a mission. I mean, Scott Lewis, his brother Kyle Lewis, and Issa Owens, all the quarterbacks. They're a quarterback factory over there. I mean, don't forget about Brian Walwath Jr. He's not there anymore, but he was one of our top-ranked kids. He's going to play for Loudon Sports Academy this fall. I mean, they're a quarterback machine over there in West Springfield, and they looked pissed off again, and they look good.
Yeah,
you're going to see people wearing the Orange Crush T-shirts in the stands. You're going to see This is Sparta, right? Little teaser there, Mason.
They definitely have a sour taste from how last year ended, with getting Lake Braddock really took it to them in that game we were at. And
I mean, I know they feel like that, but let's not, I mean, there's no shame in that loss, right? Lake Braddock was the best team in the region, and they went toe to toe. I mean, they could have pulled off that game against Madison. I mean, they were a play here, a play there, a couple plays away from possibly being in the state final. So, I mean, there's no shame on
kind of stretching it from what I remember, but I get where you're going.
Hey, you know what, buddy? You're allowed to stretch things when it happened. It was so long ago. That was before Thanksgiving, man. You should have seen I went fishing that weekend. You should have seen the fish that I caught. It was this big.
No, that game was close. That game was close for a while. They got
halftime.
Halftime. It was close to half. They pulled away in the third quarter. The third quarter was
they pulled away in third, but also they had a couple goal line stands, right, where they couldn't get in, and so.
It's good. There was no shame in West Springfield's loss last year. It seemed like 2 weeks now, or two different 7-on-7s, and seeing their kids at some of our showcases. They're on a mission. They want that title.
Yeah.
I mean, the question's going to come down to, because I thought that their best team, and I'd seen the last few years, was the team 2 years ago when they had the bigs. How are their big men right now? I don't know. We know their skills are phenomenal. Now, you are losing maybe the fastest guy in the state, right? Mark Anthony White. But
got some guards coming back. And Mercer.
That's going to be the big question, right? They can, because I'll tell you what, Doc was on Twitter today. Mace, I shared that with you.
Yeah.
Doc was posting. It was testing day in the weight room, and I'll tell you what, he's got some road graders over there.
Yeah.
He gave the numbers. It was like 30 guys did at least 225.
Yeah.
It was like, a whole rack of guys did 300.
Yeah.
With Gilmore tests.
He didn't give I don't think he gave guys specific. He just kind of gave overall numbers. And there's a lot of guys lifting a lot of weights over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got to get physical, right? They've got to get physical because right now, you got West Springfield. I'm not West Springfield. You got Fairfax, right? You got Fairfax who's going to have the stable running backs and playing physical football, but
and some studs up front. Fairfax has some dudes up front. They're going to be tough.
Now there was some Flint Hill. We had a little Flint Hill 7-on-7. I didn't make it out there. I did talk to some people. I heard Madison's there. I heard
Wakefield.
Wakefield was there. I heard Wakefield looked pretty good. I said Wakefield was throwing. It was like bombs over Baghdad. They're throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard they're looking.
Now Flint Hills should be for the next couple of Saturdays. I'm gonna get out to theirs because they always do it. Coach Pearson does a great job there, and they get a lot big time schools there. I believe Yorktown was there too. So I want to get out there hopefully this Saturday.
Well, and we're getting towards time with team camps, right? That Fairfax team camp is coming up. That Westfield team camp is coming up, and so they're going to be strapping it up.
Yeah, and there was a few teams that went to Roanoke too over the weekend.
Yeah, the college camps are going down now too. Emory and Henry had theirs. Roanoke had a big one. I think Virginia Union.
Yeah, that's a good way to get some work in for some of those teams too. Yeah. So, I mean, it's getting there, right? I mean, we are slowly getting to July, and once you're in July, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's already getting good vibes though. It's going to be another fun season in Northern Virginia.
Oh yeah. Now, quickly on that 7-on-7, Mesa, any team that you watched that you were really like? I know you said Woodson surprised you a little bit, but outside of we know West Springfield's been tearing it up. But anybody else that you guys kind of saw and you were like, oh man, look at that? Any NoVA teams?
Well, I mean, they're all NoVA teams for the most part.
Roosevelt was there, so not Roosevelt won it, and they're not a NoVA team.
Yeah. But I think the ones I kind of rattled off before.
I agree with what you said about Freedom. I mean, Coach is Ranga, their head coach.
Yeah. I believe that's how you say
it. They're on a mission. Last year with Freedom, you guys know they only had about 6-7 games, and while they may still struggle this year, they look locked in. They have some nice players. They're gonna have a full season, and it's they're on a rebuild, but there's definitely talent there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully,
that's the guy for the job, man. It's a straight arrow, Gennaro. He's over there trying to rebuild the program.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to build a culture over there. He was on him pretty tough, just trying to get them to believe again. And from my understanding, and I haven't been in Northern Virginia that long, and so I think probably I don't know how Carl here, but maybe Dash. Freedom Woodbridge has never been a very good football program, from my understanding. They've never been a really good football program other than the over 10 years. Other than that, they just have not been, very very competitive. They don't have a long history of being, a top-notch football program, and then to try to pick it up off the ground after, last year is
well, yeah. Well, we know people are moving around, right? And we're moving around a little bit easier in Prince William overall over the last several years. I'm not talking about 1 year.
Yeah.
And with some of these new rules, maybe that kind of people are kind of, and we have heard that kind of off the record, people are trying to kind of go back to their schools. We've heard this.
Yeah. It'll be interesting what happens in Prince William in particular, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like there's a lot of kids coming back to their original school, and it could change the look of what the Carlin district looks like, right?
Now we got Oakton coming up. That's the big one. Oakton.
Oh yeah,
in terms of NoVA 7-on-7s, right? 30 some odd teams.
Yeah,
that's the big one.
I heard it was more than 30 something. Is that what it is officially?
Yeah, maybe more. It could be more. Who knows?
Could be more.
And we'll go to Santini's and get a sub and some curly fries.
Curly fries or steak fries, one or the other, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go and talk to the guy and say, hey, are you the owner of this place? You remember when Christopher went into that deli and he told the guy to leave, and he said, you gotta close the door. Get out. I might need to talk to the guy and say, what's going on here? We wrote Santini's because we thought they we like sandwiches.
Yeah.
We never got a response back, so
just go in there. That mean that if you're gonna be there, just go in there.
When did just go in there and clean house, Mesa?
Yeah.
I know exactly the same team you're talking about.
And Mason's gonna get his orange soda. He loves the orange soda.
Well, I guess it won't be nearly as hot as well. I mean, the last couple times we've been there, it's because we've been.
I don't know. I saw looking at the 10-day. We're looking at mid 80s. You get mid 80s, a little humidity. It can be hot. You guys got lucky with the nice breeze last weekend.
I'm just saying I won't be coaching. Being in there, baking and coaching,
that's true.
A little different than kind of walking around shooting the shit.
Walking around with an umbrella.
Possibly. Maybe we should bring a canopy and just sit underneath there.
We should maybe sign autographs.
Possibly. It's like $5. I mean, we're not we're not gonna overcharge anybody, but I think $5.
No. I meant we pay $5 for people to take our autograph.
Yeah, maybe.
Real quick, shout out to I was at a lacrosse game last night, and I told you there was a South County there was an injured player, and one of their trainers stepped up, and she did an awesome job. I just want to kind of give a shout out there. Let's see, I have it. Rachel Hurlbert. She, I'll tell you what, the trainers in general, and at Woodson we have some great trainers, Mason.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of work, right? And that's something that it's easy to forget that we're talking about football, we're talking about the 7-on-7, we're talking about all this stuff. Well, they're at all these events.
Yeah.
And we talk about the heat and how we're holding the umbrella, and we can run to our car and take off and go to Santini's. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't do that. Yeah. So, shout out to the trainers there. Over at South, and they did a good job. Marvin Wooten and company getting the ambulance in and all that kind of stuff. So, good job by the South County admin too yesterday.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about, since we're here, we had that, and Carl, we were talking about it when you came on. We did get the little softball game going there. We were testing out. So if anyone was able to catch what we were doing earlier, I deleted it off the Twitter feed. We'll delete it off the YouTube feed. But it was just us kind of starting to kind of check things out a little bit for the upcoming fall. We had a couple games on. We're kind of seeing how accessible it's going to be for our Friday night spotlight show, and we're showing all these games. So it looked pretty good, looked pretty smooth.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, someone asked me a question. And any word if regions are ditching PowerPoints? When did they ask that? And moving to district standings for seedings. Depending on the region, the regions all are doing something different. Depending on the region. Our understanding is that the region D is going 4-4. We don't know what region B is doing. I mean, it's the Hunger Games at region B with their 55 teams. And then region C.
Hush. No one's talking.
We have asked that question many times and have yet to get a straight answer.
There's you got it's like anything else, right? There's cigar smoke and there's backroom deals. That's how things work, buddy. That's how deals get done.
Santini's, you'll get it done.
Meeting that celebrity deli, right? A place that actually appreciates good football.
We are in DC where's the land, right, of backdoor deals and scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, right?
I mean, look, but we were on record. We said it, and we'll say it again. The best thing to do. I like the Max Preps points. I thought that was solid.
Yeah,
I thought that kind of made the most sense out of everything. Not a big fan of the current the way the points are right now.
No, the PowerPoint system.
When you guys go live on Friday nights, if I'm at games, I plan to have a string of games I want to cover. Will I be able to call in live with updates and stuff?
I think so. Remember, we did it at we kind of tested it. Remember the St. James All-Star game?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just making
sure. You were like Bob Uecker, and he got moved out of the front row. You were like Bob Uecker in the old Miller Lite commercial. Hey, buddy, you can't sit here.
I was so mad that night, but yeah, I just had to make sure we did do that already because I want to do that for whatever game I pick. Be able to call in with updates.
We're counting on it, man. We're counting on it. We told the future Hall of Fame coach Doug Craig. We said we might talk to him and reach out to him during Woodson games.
Nice.
And he'll.
That's a huge deal. That sounds like a lot of fun.
We're gonna count on you. Whatever game you're on, you're gonna have field access. You could be like who was that guy who harassed Pete Rose? Was that Jim Gray?
Gray.
No. Give me a better one. He was a jerk. Who was the cool sideline reporter?
Craig Sager. Craig Sager, right?
R.I.P. But yeah, he was cool. I'll wear a pink suit like he did.
Yeah, wear some flashy colors.
Oh man, your ratings will double if I do that.
You got to throw on. Forget Prep Red Zone. You got to throw an All Hitches shirt on when you're.
I will. Nah, this is All Hitches work too.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Which, by the way, the All Hitch merch store coming soon to a website near you. Saw the prototype today. We saw it. We saw a couple shirts. Saw a couple West Springfield shirts. Saw an Orange Crush shirt. Saw a what was the other one we saw? We saw This Is Sparta. We saw that shirt. Looked pretty good. They're working on some other stuff. They're going to unveil it. We got some stuff cooking here coming for August.
Yeah, don't worry.
That one with Mesa and his umbrella. Or... That'd be fun.
Mesa's like the Rich Eisen. How Rich Eisen runs that 40.
That'd probably sell out real quick. I'm just saying.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. Well, hey, guys, it's fun. I am going to try and head up. I've been saying this for a few weeks now, and Mesa's laughing at me, but I'm going to try and head up to Flint Hill.
You going to be there?
I'm going to try and go. Mesa's like...
You're not going.
What I think the word "trying" is what gave it away. I'm going to try and go. Like I can't move. Someone's got to move me to my car. No, I really am. I had my birthday last week. That's a big deal.
Happy birthday!
Thanks, buddy. Had a nice
was it Saturday?
The way we do things around here, we say the birthday. My birthday is like a 3-day event.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Oh,
nice, a good steak. Maybe we'll reach out to them. Maybe the 801 Chop House will give us a freaking.
Oh, speaking of, what was it? Was as well good as advertised?
Man,
I haven't talked about that. Yeah,
801. It's in Tyson's. It's actually where the old McCormick and Schmick's was over in Tyson's.
Yeah, okay.
It was outstanding. I mean, they had I got a ribeye, wet aged ribeye.
Nice.
Obviously I like the standards. Yeah, I like a little side of cream spinach, a little potatoes au gratin. I like that stuff. I had a little bone marrow. I love bone marrow though. Not everyone likes it. They brought out the bone marrow butter. I could just take shots of bone marrow butter.
Oh, that sounds.
And then guess what? You're not going to see me ever again, and that's why I won't. That's why I won't be at Flint Hill. But no, it was good. It was good stuff. So. It was a good weekend. Good. And I had Texas donuts too.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
They make them. I mean, you know how they make everything bigger and better in Texas.
Yeah.
Even when Texas Donuts is located in Lorton.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, it's been fun. And Carl, I'll see you at Flint Hill. Mate, you going to meet us at Flint Hill?
Yeah. I'll try.
Look at that. Look at that. He's going to try.
That means Mason's coming and Dash won't be there.
No, Saturday, I don't have any
that.
plans on Saturday. I am in. I think I'm in. All right. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, from All Hitches, we got Carl Frederick, Coach Mesa, and me, Coach Dash. We'll see you guys next time.